So throughout 2021, we actually explored the idea of how could we build a ductile iron pipe plant in the United States? Because the reality is there is a lot of need for ductile iron pipe in the U.S. and it can't be all satisfied through our operations in India. So this is obviously a complex question, and this video can't walk through everything that happened, but I wanted to share something with folks who are considering our products, who may have a particular concern about sourcing products from overseas versus supporting domestic manufacturing. I wanted to maybe share a little something with you guys that certainly we found throughout this exploration. And the simple truth that we ran into is that the United States right now is not open to the idea of using cupola melting for the production of iron. All of our competitors, all 7 plants that produce ductile iron pipe in the United States, use cupola technology. It's great technology, it's very efficient, but it is a carbon-centric, is a coke centric, a coal-centric product, right? You take coal, you process it into coke, and then you melt it in these cupolas. I would make an argument that it's the most efficient way that you can go about melting iron, but unfortunately, it is not very much in vogue within your political class. The EPA, the local authorities are just simply not excited about opening up a new cupola. Instead, they want to talk about electric melting, using equipment. Inductotherm is the most popular melting equipment now, where you're basically using electricity to melt iron. It's a very effective process. A lot of companies in our space are actually using that. Some very large marquee plants that have recently been opened up are actually using the technology, but they're not making ductile iron pipe. They're making castings, and there's a very subtle but very important difference between those two things. But circling back to specifically a ductile iron pipe plant, if you've got 7 plants running around using cupolas, and those cupolas are more efficient and better at making the type of iron that's used for casting ductile iron pipe, and you're not allowed to make any more of those cupolas, and you instead have to use an electric technology that, again, I would argue that it's not more environmentally friendly, but if it's perceived to be more environmentally friendly, you're already at a disadvantage. And we calculated that disadvantage to be about $70 a ton, or in just layman's terms, it's about 5 to 7% more. So we would effectively have to build a plant to start out being 5 to 7% higher in price than our competition. Obviously, no business person is going to put a $120 million plant into operation that on day one you're behind. So you're kind of caught in this chicken or egg. As long as we as a country do not want to invest in coal or coke technology, no ductile iron pipe plant could ever be conceived to be competitive against the existing landscape. However, the last time that we had a big housing boom, the last big demand for ductile iron pipe, we had 10 ductile iron pipe plants operating in the United States. Today, we only have 7. Back in 2006, when there was 10 plants, we had 1.6 million tons of capacity. We don't really know what the total capacity is today, but it just makes sense. If you shut down 3 plants, you have less capacity. So the United States is in kind of in a tough spot here, and we really need some leadership from our political class to tell us, if you want ductile iron pipe plants, if you want more production here in the United States, it's not a function of how much you're going to pay for the finished product. It's, will you allow that new production to be competitive with existing production? If it is, there's a great opportunity. But if there isn't, in other words, if we're not allowed to use the same technology that other folks are using, there's no incentive in the world that can overcome the dynamics that I just shared.